What's going on, YouTube? We appreciate y'all for pulling back up in the house of the mighty, mighty lit house, the best NBA basketball community. We appreciate y'all for showing love. Today, we got to talk about those Indiana Pacers, man. We got to talk about the Indiana Pacers, man. Look, don't worry. Indiana, yes sir nation. I got the perfect solution for you. And it's a bad man that I think can fill the void that once all-NBA player Tyrese Haliburton filled for you guys. And that guy's name is Johnny Furvy. Yeah, today we talk about Johnny Furvy in the house of the mighty, mighty lit one. This time a month ago, the Indiana Pacers were on their way to what would look like their first modern-day NBA championship. You gotta imagine being a lifelong Pacers fan, feeling like the small market team that's always there, but not quite there. And you get to the dance, you finally get to the main dance, and our series, the Pacers actually look like the better team. With roster depth in the playoffs from 1 through 10, some nights 1 through 9, with names like Pascal Siakam, the aforementioned now gone Miles Turner, Andrew Nembhard, Naismith, TJ the Dog McConnell, and Tyrese Haliburton. This team seemed like a team, along with Obi Toppin, that was about to rewrite the long-standing small market curse for a team like Indiana that's always been competitive but never able to get over the hump. It was their first championship after they snatched all the energy out of the building with the way the Pacers started. Tragedy struck basketball. So let's talk about what could be. A lot of NBA prognosticators and analysts, they seem to think that the Indiana Pacers are gonna just camp this one in this season. It's already been announced by the team's president of operations that Tyrese Haliburton, because of the injury he sustained to his Achilles, would not be playing this year. That puts a lot of people in the mind that the Indiana Pacers are not gonna try to compete this year, and they might chase a lottery pick. Also, with the departure of Miles Turner, the anchor on the backside of that defense, and the longest tenured Indiana Pacers player who was snatched away by the Milwaukee Bucks, it only adds to the chorus of growing voices from NBA scouts and NBA analysts that think that the Indiana Pacers may be on their way to lottery time. I'm here to tell you today why I don't think that's necessarily the case. And I think they got some hidden gems on this roster, one in particular, that if given the opportunity and given the right timing, just like in Summer League, I think he can take the NBA by storm. We're talking Johnny Furvy. That's right, Johnny Furvy. But before we get into that, we got great NBA content all up and down the channel. Please go check out our latest release when we're talking about the Charlotte Hornets and it's time running out for LaMelo Ball. Will they get their stuff together? Or will this be the year that LaMelo gets traded at the deadline? Please check that former video out and several other former videos from the channel. Also, before we go any further in our Furvy discussion, no pun intended, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And think about becoming a member. During the season, we do live streams, partnered with Playback and NBA League Pass. So come on over, become a channel member, and join us on Playback so you can be a part of the best game watch parties in the league. Let's talk more about Johnny Furvy. Johnny Furvy, Melbourne, Australia, 6'7.5". We'll round that off to 6'8" and some change. It's the NBA, who's counting? When he came out of Kansas, a lot of scouts had Johnny Furvy pegged as a wing that was a good spot-up shooter and an opportunistic guy in the open court. A lot of teams were disenfranchised with what they saw on the college level after he got off to a hot start. In the middle of his only season at Kansas, he hit a lull in the middle of the season. Because of this, instead of Furvy being what I think in the 2024 draft should have been a top 5 pick, he fell later into the lottery because of these concerns about consistency from NBA scouts. I'm one of the ones that never shared that concern. I'm one of the ones that believes that if Furphy is given the opportunity, we could be looking at one of the better guard/wings when it comes to up-and-coming 25 and under players in this league. Now, after being drafted by the Indiana Pacers and showing promise in his rookie season in certain stretches, Johnny Furvy should have an opportunity with Tyrese Haliburton out to play in that positionless basketball system, high running up and down the court, fast pace, yes sir, Indiana Pacers offense, and should be given an opportunity to shine. If you read those scouting reports pre-draft and you're judging Johnny Furvy based off of that, you got another thing coming. Johnny Furvy is a guy that can get up and down the court. He was told to us to be a guy that was just a spot-up shooter in college. But the more you look at him during this 2025 NBA Summer League, he's showing he's got sauce and drip in his bag and a lot of chopsticks as well. Meaning he can handle the ball, he can do the tweens behind the back, and he come with 2 straps. We saw him make highlight after highlight in the game the other day against the Chicago Bulls, which is one of the better and more talented teams that is being fielded in this Summer League. Johnny Furphy, for me, when I watch him this Summer League, I see a guy that's a lot more athletic, a lot more agile, and a lot more talented than scouts gave him credit for. And I started to think to myself, if I was Rick Carlisle, who is already a coaching genius with a finals appearance as an assistant in Dallas and an NBA championship, and now a final appearance with the Indiana Pacers, I would be thinking to myself, what is something that is a wild card that other teams are not preparing for that can help us stop the bleeding when it comes to leaving our all-NBA point guard? I think that answer is already on the roster. When you look at some of the flashes that Furvy has shown throughout the NBA Summer League and what he showed in his rookie year and his athleticism and the speed and the tempo and the veracity that he plays the game with. Just look at this clip right here of him dunking and making this poor soul from Germany, who's just a rookie trying to make his way, poor unfortunate soul, get hit with one of the ugliest posters the NBA has ever seen in Summer League, in Street Ball League, in All-Star games. This is one of the ugliest posters we've ever seen. It looked like that man snatched that man's soul out of his body like Scorpion. Get over here. Bro, this is what Johnny Furvy can inject into this Indiana Pacers offense. I would not be surprised if this year Rick Carlisle decides to play a more positionless style of basketball where the leading wings on the team, they take turns handling the basketball. Now look, I'm not under any delusion. With players like Ben Mathurin and Nembhard and Naismith still there, it's gonna be hard for Furphy to carve out a role. But I want you to think about it like this. Who was Josh Giddey when he was in OKC? Is P. Giddey, no pun intended, the same player in Chicago that he was in OKC? When given an opportunity to play faster with the ball in his hands and show what he can do, Josh Giddey is on the verge of getting a $200 million rookie extension. Could you imagine a guy that's just as tall as Josh Giddey? Similar vision, not as good as a passer, but more athletic, better shooter, and what I think an overall better scorer and a better player with a higher ceiling, potentially running this Indiana offense in this down year where Tyrese Haliburton is out. It gives you something to think about. I think Rick Carlisle being the genius that he is and that wonderful coaching staff that they have in the Pacers Nation, I think we might see a good chance after the Summer League performance that we're seeing from Furvy that he might end up being a guy that needs to be taken serious. So is he the guy that's gonna save the Indiana Pacers season? That's yet to be seen. But I want fans to know, when they complain about the lack of moves the Pacers made or letting Miles Turner go, they might know something that you didn't know. And you may not have to look any further than Johnny Furvy. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Y'all make sure y'all share this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. The best content in all the land for NBA basketball. This is the Lit House.
Drum keys on the beat.